What's up, Amazon sellers? This is my top 100 UK suppliers list, and from these suppliers, I have managed to make over £2 million worth of sales last year in 2021. Now, if you want to know how you can create your own top 100 suppliers list and get hold of this one, then stay tuned. I'm going to share all with you in this video today. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson, and I've been selling on Amazon now, doing online arbitrage for the last 5 years. Now in the UK, I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller, and like I said, I've done over £2 million last year alone, check that out. And in the USA, we recently started, and I've done over 6 figures, check that out. Now hopefully in the near future, we're going to start in another marketplace, and if you're interested in learning how I'm doing it, what I'm learning, and what I'm going to be doing going forward, then make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. That's going to notify you when I release more content about my journey and what I'm learning. Okay, so now I'm going to go through, should we say, how to build your own top supplier list. But look, what I'm going to say is if you want to fast track this and quite simply just download my copy of the supplier list, and we have a free version available, and quite simply there is a link down below whereby you can get this copy of my top 100 supplier list available with those top 100 suppliers from all the places that I've sourced the majority of my deals over the last year. And if you are after that, do have a look at the link down below. It's a free version of the top 100 supplier list. You can get that. I will also add there is an upgraded paid for version, which adds so much more, and I'll talk about that later, but you can get the free version in the link down below. So first things first, number one, why should I make a supplier list? Because if you understand what is working in your business, and then you can build a list of those suppliers in which you're finding the great deals, that means you can go back to those suppliers time and time again and buy more great deals. But also as well, inversely, the suppliers which aren't working and you're not buying the great deals from, there's no point spending time with those suppliers. They're not a top supplier for you. Now, a great example of this, let's say for example, within the UK, for me, I like to buy in bulk. And if I go shop somewhere like Boots, they only allow me to buy 3, and even when I try and buy 3, they're probably going to cancel the order. They're not a good supplier. But there are other suppliers which allow me to buy in bulk, and they'll allow me to buy a lot in bulk, and obviously I can go back to them and buy a lot of stock. Now for me, what that's going to be, well, that is the key to growing my Amazon business and the key for you to grow your Amazon business. Why? Because the more products you can buy, obviously means more sales, and more sales means more profits. So for you, by starting to build a supplier list is super, super important, because you are understanding which stores are making you the most amount of money, obviously because you can buy the most amount of stock. And that is why having a supplier list unique to you is key in growing your business, hopefully to 7 figures and beyond. Now, I'm sharing my top 100 UK suppliers with you in that free download. The question I want to ask you, are there any top suppliers that maybe you have that you want to share back? Maybe there's a store that you're using that I'm not sure of. Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so this leads me nicely onto my second chapter, identifying what type of seller you are. Now, look, what I'm going to say is we are all at different stages in our Amazon journey. Now, you might just be starting out on your journey, or maybe you've made a couple of 100,000 in sales, or maybe even a few million. Wow, honestly, really great work. For you, it's about investing in your business and finding the right suppliers which work where you are in your business. Now, your situation, it could be very different to my situation and other people's. And that's because I'm trying to do 7 figures, and the amount we're spending every day is going to be very different to you, and the way we run our business is probably going to be very different. Now, if you are just starting out in your Amazon business, you might want to be considering, should we say, like high ROI, high profit items, because you have less cash to invest and maybe not so fast selling. But for me, I might take a much higher sales velocity but much lower ROI. Why? Because quite simply, I need that sales per month. I need to invest that cash. And for me, that means I'm going to be probably working at different products, looking at different products, and hence different suppliers. So just be mindful about that and understanding what kind of supplier you are. Now, quite simply, there are going to be sellers at different stages in this journey, and different suppliers will work for those sellers at different stages. And with this in mind, it's really important to understand where you are at in your growth and record what suppliers are working for you in your Amazon business right now, i.e. finding deals which are going to meet your criteria, because those suppliers that work for my Amazon business might not necessarily be the ones that are going to work for your business. So building that supplier list for yourself is super key, because again, we're all at different stages in our Amazon journey. Now, this leads me nicely on to actually answering the question you hear, how to actually build your own supplier list. Now, what I will say before I talk about about building your own supplier list is if you haven't actually started purchasing yet, then what you want to do before trying to build this list is actually just start doing purchasing and buying products and sourcing deals from suppliers and recording which suppliers they are. Now, the one thing which I will say is that you are looking for deals that you are purchasing, not the deals that you are finding. And there is a difference. If you're not buying the deal, I wouldn't be adding that deal or that supplier to a top supplier list. What we're trying to do is build a supplier list of top suppliers where we're actually buying deals from. And that's the important distinction. And from that, what you're now going to be able to do is build up a list of all those deals and obviously all those suppliers that you've purchased deals from. And once you've started building up a list or a picture of those suppliers that you're purchasing deals from, you're now going to know which stores are statistically going to give you more deals than other stores, we say. Now, by building up that picture of those different stores is going to give you a real insight into understanding which stores are really working for you and hence which suppliers are the best ones for you to buy from. And that is what we're trying to fundamentally build here. Now, my top tip for you would probably be get to at least about 100 deals before, what should we say, 100 deals that you're actually buying before you start looking at which stores are working. Now, why? Well, quite simply, because you might jump onto one store, which is actually not that good, and spend all your time on it thinking it's a great store because you bought 3 deals for it. But once you've done about 100 deals that you've purchased, you've got a range of different suppliers you've worked from, is now going to give you a much better high-level view of which stores are probably working and a better indication of the market overall, which is working for your business. Now, once you've done about 100 deals and you start understanding where the majority of your deals are coming from, what I would recommend is do spend more time actually on those stores which are working, but still keep looking at other stores, still continue to build that out. Don't just keep focusing on those top stores. Just spend a bit more time than normal on them because they do work statistically, but keep adding new suppliers to your list because what you are trying to do is get a very good overview, and the more data you collect, the better results you're going to get and the better understanding of those top suppliers that are really working for your business. Now, you might be asking the question, what do you want to look for in a new supplier? Generally speaking, the criteria that I would look for when I'm looking for the new supplier are as follows. And this is just a good guide to support you in thinking about when you're looking for new suppliers to buy products. So number 1, big range of products. As a result of buying that lots of stock, maybe you can negotiate better prices. Maybe you can go back to the supplier and say, hey, you've got lots of products, can I have a discount? We've done it with some online retailers, it does happen. The second one I'd really think about is clearance sections. Clearance sourcing is something that a lot of people do and I really enjoy it as well. It's somewhere you can find some great deals. Now, this just makes it easy for me to jump in and have a quick look for what deals you get before maybe we get into sourcing the rest of the website. Clearance section just saves time and it can be a great start. Number 3, good delivery. We're not looking for next month delivery. I want to make sure that when I find a deal, I can actually get it shipped to my house or my prep center as quickly as possible and ideally free, but not necessarily. This time in transit can be crucial for your Amazon business. The longer your stocks are not listed on Amazon, the less money you're making from it. The game is about converting cash into stock, getting that sold on Amazon as quickly as possible, and repeating the process. That's it. Now, number 4, one thing I really look at, especially in my business, is being able to order large quantities. Now, look, when I find a good deal, I don't want to buy 1, I don't want to buy 2, I want to be buying big. I want to buy huge quantities, and that's if I really like that deal. So ideally with suppliers, I want to be able to buy as much as I can, and ideally they're not limiting me. Now, if they are limiting me to maybe 1, 2, 3, that's just a real problem. So if I can get more 10, maybe up to 100, then I'm going to be super happy with that, and just means I can now convert more of my cash into stock and obviously sell it and make profits. Now, the 5th one I recommend for you, big discounts. I talked about it earlier in the first one, but some websites run voucher codes. Maybe when you're, should we say, if they're running regular offers on their deals, that means I can come in, I can find some good deals, get a voucher code and get a discount on that, but also I can keep coming back and buying those products that are really working for me and making a profit from them. And I do love voucher codes. Now, what I will say is quite simply, when you found maybe a new supplier, go do some sourcing with that supplier, find out how well it's working, spend some time. Try to find some deals and add those products to those deals onto your buy sheet. And then quite simply, once you've got a big list of all those purchases that you've made, start looking at your buy sheet and the suppliers you've done and where you're coming from. And then obviously what you're going to be able to see is which suppliers are working for you the best. And that is going to really help you out in understanding which suppliers are the best suppliers for you. Okay, so today I'm talking about top 100 suppliers and actually what we look for in suppliers and the way that work. Now, the one thing which I'll say is going out there, finding suppliers is great, but it is an administrative administrative task. You've got to build your buy sheet, you've then got to look through the data and build out that supplier list. Now, there's one thing which I'll kind of say is this takes time, and not only just getting the top 100 suppliers, there's a lot more data you can actually extract from this. Things like maybe your top 100 ASINs, maybe, should we say suppliers which are working, maybe voucher codes, cashback sites, all this kind of information, which once you start digging into your data is really valuable. There's a rule, and I'm sure you've heard of it, it's called the 80-20 rule. It's basically 20% of your work generates 80% of the revenue or the output. Now, quite simply, I see this in my business, and when we grew to 7 figures, there was pretty much, like 20% of our suppliers at the top 100 did deliver about 80% of the deals that we were finding. And also, once we identified those suppliers, we also identified the ASINs, and we could scale our business massively. Now, I say this, and the reason why I share this with you, because once you start to understand that actually this business is quite simple, but it's just about getting the right information to your fingertips so you can action it, that has a profound impact on your ability to scale this business efficiently. Now, the reason why I share this with you is because I built a sheet called the Ultimate Sourcing Sheet, which is basically a buy sheet, but also as well, it collects all this data and it feeds it back to you. It tells you your top 100 suppliers over the 90 days, over the lifetime. It also tells you your top 100 ASINs over 90 days in the lifetime. It also tells you so much more around your sourcing methodology. It even gives you information around like which VAs are working for you, which ones are not. It tells you so much about cashback and everything else, and helps you forecast your spending going forward. And it has API integrations into Amazon to pull live buy box, sales rank, and fee data onto a Google spreadsheet, which really helps you out. Now, if you're interested in learning more about the Ultimate Sourcing Sheet and maybe how it can help scale your business, have a look at the link down below. You can see it in detail. I've got lots of videos which explain it, and trust me, I think it'd be a game changer if you're looking to take this business seriously and hopefully scale to 7 figures. Now, what I will say is this sheet is changing people's businesses, it is making them more efficient, and they're able to scale to 7 figures a lot easier. Check it out, have a look at the link down below for the Ultimate Sourcing Sheet. I think you'll love it. Okay, so this leads me nicely onto my fourth chapter, that top 100 UK stores list. Now look, what I'm gonna do now is show you the top 100 UK stores list, which you can download for free. And what I'll do is I'll first of all show you the free version on my computer, and you'll see that and we'll go through it. And then what I'll also do is I'll jump onto what's known as the paid for version, the upgrade, and what extra information you get. And it's that insights, it's that information that's really going to change your business. Because like I said before at the beginning, perhaps, maybe you're not doing 7 figures, maybe you're just starting out, maybe you're looking for like low competition suppliers, maybe you're looking for high profitability. We have this data and we've amalgamated it across the last year, and I can show you what information we can share with you about different suppliers and how it might help your business. So let's jump on the computer now. I'll show you the free one, and then I'll show you the paid for one, which you can get as well. Let's jump on the computer right now. Okay, so here we are onto the free version. What I will say is you can download a copy of this. Obviously, just look at the link down below. It'll take you through to a link and you can get a free copy of this. Just drop your email in and we'll send it to you. Now, quite simply, what it's gonna do is it just shows you all the suppliers. So like you've got the suppliers down here and obviously the URLs. Now, the one thing which I'll say about this is these are the top 100 suppliers from last year. Now, for you these are the stores which statistically deliver the most number of deals that we found over the last year. And what we've done is we've organized it by alphabetical order. So some are going to be better than others, but it will give you the top 100. Now, if you are starting out and thinking about selling on Amazon, this is just going to help you understand. If you go to these stores on this list, statistically speaking, per hour worked or per hour sourcing, you should find more deals than stores not on this list. So it's just going to make you more efficient. Trust me, I think you'll love it. And we do update it. So if maybe the one you download isn't exactly the same as this, don't worry. The one you'll have will be an updated version. So we're always constantly updating it as we go through the months. So don't worry about that. But this is that free version. Do get it. I think it will help you out and it will speed up your sourcing. Now, I did mention it earlier. Obviously, we have this free version. That's super helpful. But also we have a paid for version. And let me show you the paid for version now. Okay, so here we are in the paid for version. And what I've done now is just hidden some of the supplier name and the URL. Obviously, when you pay for it, you will actually get the real data. Now, there's a couple of things you need to understand here. Number one, it is exactly the same suppliers, top 100 stores, but instead of being ordered alphabetically, we've actually now ordered it in regards to the number one position is the store we found the most number of deals. Now, obviously, in the 100th position is the 100th store we found the most number of deals from. Now, why do I tell you this? Well, because quite simply, that number one store will find 100 times more deals than the 100s. So if you just spent, should we say, a day sourcing on the number 1 store versus the 100th store, you are likely to get a 100 times increase in the number of results that you'll get. Now, it's not to say that you're going to get 100 deals and then obviously you'd only get 1 deal in the bottom store. It does depend on the store and the nature of it, but over the time that we spent sourcing and the number of deals we found, that top store is pretty much 100 times better than the number 100 store. Just by understanding and knowing what the top 10 stores are, statistically speaking, you're just going to find more deals because it's more efficient. Now, not only that are we interested in that, but you might want to say break this information down into a bit more and to really understand that maybe there's certain criteria that you're looking for, call it low competition, call it high profit, maybe a higher spend, then obviously certain stores are going to work better for you. So let's kind of now just go through the data and show you what you can see. And then what I'll do is I'll explain how you might want to use this if you're looking at different sourcing strategies or different methodologies within your business to help grow. So let's jump on the computer and have a look now. The one thing which I'll say is we've got here supplier name URL, the average buy price. Obviously you can see the average buy price of the deals that we found and what price we spend, and also the average sale price. Now the reason you might do that, let's say for example, sale price. You've got a lot of cash you want to invest. You probably want to be buying products at a higher value. Why? Because it means you can invest more of your money. Maybe on the inversely, if you haven't got too much money, you probably want a lower buy price. So hence go for a supplier where the average buy price is lower. It's just going to be cheaper items you're buying. Now, interesting enough as well, we've got the average 90-day last sale price. So the reason why we show you that is because the average sale price is the last time we took it for that deal and we averaged it out across the entire deals that we found. But also as well, we did exactly the same for the average 90 days. So again, you can look at all the deals that we found, what their 90-day price, and we averaged that out for supplier 1. The average 90-day price for all of the deals we found for supplier 1 was £17.82. So obviously looking for higher price. For example, here, supplier 5 had £28.71. Now that's significantly higher than supplier 1. And as a result, you might be like, hey, I want higher price items to sell. So supplier 5 might be where you want to start first. Now, the other one we look at here is average rank over the last 90 days. And this is super important. Why? Because I talked about it, speed of sales. The lower the rank number, the faster the products sell. Again, we've taken all the deals that we've found in all the suppliers, and then we've averaged them out over the course of that supplier. So you can see here, supplier 1 is average rank 52,000. Okay, fantastic. But let's say, for example, we come down here, supplier 12 is 34,000. So it means that the average, so the deals coming from supplier 12 on average are selling faster than supplier 1. So if you're looking for maybe a higher turnover, a faster sales velocity, supplier 12 might be where you want to start. That's what I'd recommend versus supplier 1. Now, the other one you might look at, and obviously quite simple ones, profitability. So you can do profit now, and I'd probably look at profit over the last 90 days. So again, supplier 1, we're looking at £3.50 profit per item. That's what we're looking at. But here we go, supplier 5, coming back to supplier 5 again, £5.13. And what I do is I bring that also, mention how the average sale price is higher. Because the average sale price is higher, we're making more profit, and that might be something you want to look at. Hey, you're going for a higher profit kind of business model, maybe less units, higher profit. Supplier 5 might be who you're looking for. Now, the other one which I'll share with you, which have the insights here, is not only do we look at that, we look at all the products and we look at the listings they're on, and then we average out how many competition or competitors there are. And why is this important? Because, hey, maybe you don't want too many competitors. So again, you can see here, supplier 1 has got 7.1 suppliers, or should we say other FBA sellers. But if you come down, let's have a quick look here, supplier 12 again, 3.9. So if you were going to find deals from supplier 12, source from them, statistically speaking, you're going to have less competition than you would if you went to supplier 1. And that might just be able to help you out finding those deals which are going to be more profitable, less competition, sell faster than other suppliers. With this information, it's just going to help you speed up. And hey, at the end of the day, what's it going to give you? It's going to give you results. And that is what we're here to do, get results. Now, if you are interested, obviously have a look at the link down below. What's going to happen is you'll get obviously access to get the free one, but also you'll be able to pay a small amount and obviously get access to this top 100 paid for version with all that extra data. And what I will say is we're always updating it. So if what you're seeing on the screen share now is slightly different to what you downloaded, don't worry. The one you downloaded is the most recent copy. We always keep it updated. Okay, so what I will say now is finding a supplier which actually works and makes it profitable for you can be really, really hard. But if you want to find out more about finding products to sell, and if you want to learn more about finding, should we say, profitable products to sell, what I'll do is I'll leave a playlist or a video playlist around here of different sourcing techniques which are going to really help you in your Amazon business. And what I will say, get that 100 list or get the paid for version, find those suppliers which you want to use, and then apply these sourcing techniques to those suppliers. And trust me, you are going to get results. This is exactly what I'm doing in my business to make 7 figures. Now check out that playlist around here. But what I will say is hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give me a big thumbs up, and hey, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button down below. But for myself, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.